But most HVAC companies don't lose margin because they hire too many techs. They lose margin because they layer management too early. So here I want to show you this one chart that's going to reveal whether your organization is scaling or just full of bloat. Meaning, how many supervisors are there per tech, right? Or how many techs are there per supervisor? So this is called span of control. And so we have a data set here, and we just have to calculate these two columns. And I'm going to show you how to do this. And if you want this data set with my solution, there's a link to download it, or you can just shoot me an email. So we need to figure out, like, is this a tech or is this a supervisor? And so you can see here, we just need to get the unique list of everything, and then we can just say yes or no. So what I'll do is I will do, in this data set, we can just take this right here, the unique of these two here. We really only need the first one, but I want to show, I just want to recreate the table that I already created. So equals unique here, and then you can just click on roll, shift right, control shift down, and you have this here. And so now you just go through and just, is tech, is supervisor, right? So you can just do, service tech, yes, install, maintenance tech, and then no. All of these are no. And then these two here are yes on the supervisor column. But then everybody else is no. I mean, you can just type in no. Okay, and so now I just recreated this table, so I'm going to delete this, but that's how you do it, because you just need to make a sort of a table that you can reference. And then now here, back in the data, I'll just show you the formulas. So is it a tech? And so what we do is we do a lookup equals VLOOKUP, and you can do XLOOKUP, you can do index match, like there's a lot. So for the installer, comma, and then right here, because the installer is right here. So where's the installer column? And then where do we want to go? We want to go column 1, 2, 3. So this is the range. And then the column index number is 3, right? Because it's right here in the third column. And then comma 0. And then you can see yes, no. And then it's the same formula for the supervisor. And then from here, we just do all 4 columns. You can highlight the whole range. You can highlight the table, however you want to do it, comma. But this time it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's in the 4th column, comma 0 for exact match. And you can see here now we have some yeses. Okay, so that's how you can get that. And you can also do 1s and 0s if you want it to be binary, however you want to do it. And this is techs per supervisor. So all we care about are techs and supervisors, like customer service, where everything is no, we're not going to count those people. And so the first thing we need is a unique list of the months. Then we're going to count the number of techs by month and count the number of supervisors and then divide the two. So pretty straightforward. Again, like with this data set, I understand that the hardest part is just getting your data. So, getting your data structured in a proper format is 90% of the work. These tables and understanding the data modeling it's not a cakewalk, but at the same time, it's not nearly as hard as getting the data. So to remove the duplicate list of the months, because we want to create this right here, this unique list. So equals unique, and then you can just go to the month end here. And now you have a list of all the months. It's just formatted incorrectly, but I'll fix that. So now you have your unique list of the months. So now, whatever. Texts, supervisors, and then you could do, ratio to, or you could do text per supervisor, however you want to do it. Let me just center everything here. I'll zoom in a little bit as well. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to count the number of yeses to get this column here. We need to count the number of yeses in the data set. So how many yeses are here for January, right? Because each yes is going to be a different person. So equals COUNTIFS here. So how many of these, comma, are yes, input where the month end here, comma, is cell B3. So you get right here, cell B3. 13, so you can just double click that down. And then the same thing here. So COUNTIFS is supervisor, comma, that didn't work. And then yes, comma, and then month end, comma, B3. Yeah, so pretty straightforward, again, once you get your data structured. And then the ratio is just equals 2 divided by 13. Sorry, equals 13 divided by 2. Text per supervisor. And then I'll just format that. Okay, so now that we have that, we can create this chart. So all you have to do, we want a dual axis. It's called a combo chart. So I'm going to highlight this and the month and the number of texts, hold down Control, and then get text per supervisor. Go to Insert, Recommended Charts, and you don't really quite see exactly what you're wanting here. And so go to All Charts, Combo. And you can see right now that you have the chart you want. And so, okay. Make it a little bit bigger. And so yeah, that's essentially how you do it. Let me just copy this name over. Okay, and then finally, if you want the values to show, you can click on the chart. It's going to be a little bit noisy if you want the data labels. So you can, if you want both of them, that's fine. If you want them on a single one, say just the line, you can click the line and then click data labels. And it's sort of hard to see, and I'll show you how to fix that. One, just click on the numbers, and you'll see little boxes around, most of the numbers. Then you can add a background to it on home. You can make it bold. You can make it a little bit bigger, however you want to do it. But yeah, so essentially that's how you do it. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Again, getting the data, but if you have, what is it, 30, if you have 24 employees, you have to do this once a month. And so it might be worth, doing it just to make sure your ratios are good. So you're not, like if you have 5 techs, per supervisor, there's like a lot of bloat. If a supervisor can handle 8 and you have 5, it's like you don't need to hire another supervisor. And so, anyways, that's it for this one. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email. questions@databoards. If you want this thing downloaded, there's a link, or you can just shoot me an email. And if you need some help, with these KPIs, getting your data structured, there's a link to my calendar, or again, just shoot me an email. But anyways, that's it for this one, and I will see you in future videos.